bed. Come in my spot. Door. Thank you. Hey there everyone, it's Moose and thank you so much for joining me back here. Welcome to my bedroom. These pillows have been Ethan for the last couple months. If you have a significant other and you're used to sleeping beside them, you know how weird it is whenever you sleep and they're not there. It's just, I don't know. It's weird and I have a hard time sleeping whenever he's not home. So these kind of mimic him. So here's Ethan. You guys finally get to meet him. So last night I finished, actually no, it wasn't last night, it was this morning. I finished Scythe, which I really enjoyed. Here lately I've been reading a lot in bed. I didn't used to do that. I usually read like in the living room and stuff like that. But I find that it helps me sleep better at night just to kind of get off my phone and to just read before I go to sleep. And I read, you know, for about an hour usually here the past couple weeks, and it's helped a little bit. So I finished Scythe, which is good because it's what, November the 5th today. It's the night of November the 5th and I've already finished one book for the month. That's good for me. I know a lot of people can finish a book in a day, but I just stay super busy. But I have found that reading at night not only helps me sleep better, but it also helps me read more. So since I finished Scythe, I am officially starting A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. You've heard about this book. It's super hyped here on BookTube. I'm finally getting around to it, so I figured I would make a reading vlog about it. I'm not really good at reading vlogs. I'll just be honest with you guys. I can never keep up with them. I tried to do a reading vlog for Scythe and ended up just like reading it and not vlogging about it. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see how this goes. But as far as A Court of Thorns and Roses, I don't know a whole lot about this book. I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be a fantasy, a YA fantasy with some romance and stuff in there. Sounds like it's right up my alley, to be honest. People seem to have mixed feelings about this book. People either love it or they hate it. I'm going into it with my expectations open and we'll just see how it goes. I don't really know a lot about this book. I've mentioned this before on my channel, but I'm the kind of reader that I don't want to know anything about a book before I really go into it. I read the back of the books and that's about it. I kind of just like to be surprised, like, by everything as I'm reading the book. So the one thing I have heard about this book, I've heard it from one or two people, is that this is sometimes considered a Beauty and the Beast retelling. I don't really know about that. I guess we'll see. But that's it. That's really about all I know about this book. So hey guys, it's a couple nights later. I am making slow progress through this book. I'm on page 167, chapter 19. And so far I am really liking it. I do want to say at the very beginning of the book, it kind of reminded me of a Beauty and the Beast retelling called Hunted, I think. I think the author's last name is Spooner. I'm not entirely sure. I have it. I'll put a picture of it right here real quick. But just the whole dynamic of this girl having to take care of her family and she's a hunter and all this kind of stuff. They're similar aspects in both of those stories. Ultimately, the two are different. They kind of break away and they're not the same anymore. They're not reminding me of each other anymore. But at the beginning it did. Secondly, I want to say I can see the Beauty and the Beast thing. I can kind of see where it's a Beauty and the Beast retelling up to this point. Not even halfway through the book. That might change. Who knows? But for right now, I can kind of see that. 3, I just want to say, I did not realize this was a Fae novel. And I'm not disappointed about it. I had never really experienced anything about the Fae. Never read anything about them. Didn't really know what they were until I started BookTube at the beginning of this year. And I read An Enchantment of Ravens by Margaret Rogerson, I think. and really enjoyed it. And that was like the first book I'd ever really read that had to deal with the Fae. And then I read Holly Black's The Cruel Prince and The Wicked King, and I'm so excited for The Queen of Nothing to come out because I'm really enjoying that series. Can't wait for the conclusion. But yeah, I've just found that I really like Fae novels. I think the lore is interesting. It's a little bit different in this book than it has been in the other books that I've read about it, but it's still interesting, and I enjoy Fae novels, so I'm excited to get through this book. Don't really have a lot of time to read tonight. It's only 8:34 at night, but I have to get up at like 4:30 in the morning to get ready for work, and your girl needs her sleep. I'm not the kind of person that can run on like 4 hours of sleep. So I am going to read a little bit tonight, but don't know how long or how much I'll get through. Okay, so hey guys, it's the next night. It's a Friday night. And I don't have to work in the morning, so I can pretty much read as much as I want to tonight because I don't have to worry about waking up at 4:30 in the morning. First, yes, I'm wearing the same shirt I wore last night. Let's not pretend that we all don't wear the same pajama shirt multiple nights in a row, alright? That's all I'm going to say. So I read a pretty decent amount last night. I'm on page 220. I'm like right at halfway through the book. Chapter 25. So I read about 5 chapters last night, and let me just say that the sexual tension in this book is confusing. And when I think about it, there might be a reason for the way that it's written this way, but it's like, first of all, the tension came out of nowhere. Like, it just happened one day instead of there being kind of like a build-up to it, which I found kind of weird. I'm not disappointed in it at all. I'm still really enjoying the book and really anticipating finishing it. But I do just want to say that it was a little confusing to me because it started out of nowhere, and then since it started, it's like come in waves. So it's like there's that tension, and then there's that tension, and then there's that tension, and then it's just like it's gone for a couple of chapters, and then it's there again, and then it's just gone for a couple of chapters, and I'm just like, sorry, you didn't like that? So yeah, that's my thoughts right now. Not mad at it. I am enjoying the book. Again, I'm not mad at it. I like it. I like that kind of tension. But just the dynamic of it is weird to me and kind of confusing. I guess maybe it's kind of like a build up to where when something finally does happen, it'll be immaculate or whatever. But I don't know. I guess I'll see. But that's my thoughts for right now. Okay, listen, okay, it is 1:57 in the morning, almost 2 a.m. Your girl hasn't stayed up this long in forever, okay? I don't do that stuff anymore. I feel like an old lady already, but I'm on the last chapter. And I'm gonna finish it right now. I've stayed up this long. I'm on the last chapter. I look sick and tired. I'm not sick and tired of this book. I just look sick and tired. And I'm gonna finish this. So let's do it. I have a lot of thoughts right now. A lot of things I want to say. I just read the first page of the last chapter. I didn't even finish the chapter. Hold on. Okay, so I want to talk, and I don't know if it will be coherent, because again, I am tired. I got up at 4:30 this morning for work, and it is 2:13 in the morning, so I'm tired. But first of all, let me just say this. Alright, I know that there is like this name cheat thing in the back of the book, and I tried to follow it as I was reading, but there is no way I will ever call him Rhysand or Rhys. Every time I see his name, it's Rhysand and Rhys. Let me just say that, alright? I can't help it. I tried to read it the way that she intended. It does not work in my head, and I've heard other people say the same. Sorry if that offends you, if you're one of the kind of people that are like real sticklers about names and stuff like that. It's Rhys for me, and it's Rhysand. Secondly, further the book went on, yes, I could definitely see where people get this is a Beauty and the Beast retelling, for sure, but as the book went on, I felt like that kind of thing fell out a little bit, and especially this book. I feel like it's complete. I feel like the rest of the series won't be a retelling of Beauty and the Beast. I haven't read the rest of the series, so I have no idea. But just based on this book, I feel like it's a complete thing. I feel like everything that happens in Beauty and the Beast happened in this book. So yes, it could be a retelling, but I feel like it's finished and it won't continue throughout the rest of the series. Next, I don't normally like to toot my own horn, toot, but I got the riddle like as soon as I read it, and I'm sure a lot of other people did too. So the whole time that Feyre's going through all this stuff, I'm just like, you don't have to. But so I got that. The other stuff I want to say will be a little spoilery, so if you have not read this and you don't want it to be spoiled, quit watching. Thank you for watching. Stop watching here, and I'll see you next time. For those of you that are still here, thank you. My eyes are watering. Really, the last thing I want to say is, I think this is the last thing. Anyways, the last thing I want to say is I saw it coming. Again, not to toot my own horn or anything, but I saw it coming that Feyre would eventually become immortal, that she would become a fae. If anything, just for the simple fact that there's, what, 3 more books in the series? Yeah, she did all she did in this circumstance, but at the end of the day, a human still can't really contribute to the world that much, and I feel like it would get kind of boring to write 3 more novels about this human if she was just human. You know what I'm saying? So I did foresee that coming. Not disappointed by it. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I wanted to say. I should have kept notes as I was reading through. This was a good book. Overall, I liked it. Definitely recommend it if you're into YA fantasy. Although I'm hesitant to call this YA fantasy. There's some explicit stuff in here. I'll just say that. So read it at your own risk if you're not comfortable with that kind of stuff. But if you're interested in magic, in the Fae world, in fantasy stories, all that kind of stuff, definitely recommend this. Read it in like 3 nights, I think. It was good. It was right at 400 pages. And I look forward to starting the next one. Doubt I will get to finish that one as quickly as I finish this one. Hey, guys, I've already met my quota for the month. Listen, my goal every month is to read 2 books. That's it. Because your girl doesn't have a lot of time. And I'm not used to staying up this late. But this early, however you want to say it. But it is only November 9th, technically, since it's 2 in the morning. I'm going to say I finished this on the 8th, though, since, I don't know. I don't know. Anyways, it's before the 10th of November, and I've already read 2 books this month, because I finished Scythe a couple days ago, and then I started this one, and I finished this one. I've already met my goal for the month. Heck yeah. Okay, but now I just feel like I'm rambling. Hold on, let me see if there's anything else I wanted to say about this book. Okay, no, I don't think so. Hey guys, it's the next night. I'm a lot more rested now. It's 11 o'clock at night, but I also slept in this morning, so I am rested. But I started a Court of Mist and Fury. I'm only on page like 6. But while reading this, I realized that there was one more thing I wanted to say about the very ending of the book. And that's that when Faye turns into a high Fae, it reminds me so much of Bella in Breaking Dawn when she finally gets turned into a vampire. And especially reading like the first couple pages of the second book, I'm like, this is Bella all over again. Okay, but that's it. I think that's all I wanted to say. So, I'm so sorry. The end of this is going to be such a mess. So yeah, I'm definitely hooked on this book. Check it out. If there's anybody out there that hasn't, I feel like I'm the only person that hasn't read this series yet. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, be sure to subscribe down below and leave a comment. Let me know who you ship. And that's, I'll leave it at that. That way there's no spoilers or anything. But there's two main things in here that I feel like people ship. Let me know who it is. And thank you guys so much for watching. We'll be back here next time. Probably not in my bedroom. It'll probably be where I usually am. But we'll be back here next time, guys. See ya. That was a mess. But it was good, though. Where's my bookmark? Hey, have you seen my bookmark? Okay, I'm ready for bed, and now you guys are awake. This is a dilemma.